The lights on the community center stage flicker once, twice, then hold steady, as if the building itself is holding its breath. A single microphone stands center, its cord snaking across the scuffed floor like a lifeline. In the wings, 12-year-old Lila presses her palms together so hard her knuckles blanch. She can't see the audience past the glare, but she feels them, 300 strangers who paid $5 each for folding chair seats and a paper cup of lemonade. 300 chances to raise the money her mother needs for the surgery that will stop the cancer from chewing through her lungs. Lila's sneakers squeak when she steps forward. She has exactly 3 minutes to make them cry, cheer, or, please, God, open their wallets. She begins to sing. The first note is small, almost swallowed by the hum of the old air conditioning unit, but it grows, steady and clear, the way dawn creeps over the junkyard where she practices every morning before school. The song is an old one her mother used to hum while scrubbing other people's kitchens, somewhere over the rainbow, but slower, rawer, each word scraped from the bottom of Lila's heart. Phones rise like periscopes. A baby stops fussing. Even the teenager in the back row, who came only because his girlfriend dragged him, lowers his energy drink can. Up in the judge's booth, second row center, a man in a charcoal suit sits unnaturally still. His name is Grant Harrington, though no one here knows it. 10 years ago he signed away a daughter he never held, convinced by a desperate teenage girlfriend that a baby would ruin both their futures. He built an empire on real estate and ruthlessness, but tonight he came because the flyer promised local talent, and he was tired of hotel suites that smelled like bleach and regret. He doesn't recognize the girl at first, only the tune, the one he used to whistle in the shower of a cramped apartment when life still felt wide open. Then Lila hits the bridge, voice cracking on the high note the way her mother's does when she thinks no one's listening, and Grant's champagne flute slips from his fingers, shattering on the concrete floor. No one notices except the woman beside him, who thinks he's drunk. Lila finishes. For one heartbeat the room is silent, the kind of silence that rings in your ears. Then the applause crashes like surf. People are standing, crying, digging into purses and pockets. A grandmother in a floral dress waves a 20 like a white flag. The MC, a retired radio DJ with a voice like warm gravel, jogs on stage and wraps an arm around Lila's shoulders. Folks, this kid just raised $412 in 30 seconds. But we're not done yet. He thrusts a donation bucket toward the crowd. Who's got more for Mama Rosa? Lila's knees buckle. $400 won't touch the hospital bill. She needs $20,000, minimum. She scans the booth for the judge's scores. There's a trophy and a check for $500 promised to the winner, but the tall man in the suit is gone. Backstage smells of dust and hairspray. Lila sits on an overturned crate, counting crumpled bills while her best friend Marco live streams on his cracked phone. Smash that like button, y'all, Marco whispers to the camera. Subscribe so we can keep you posted on Miss Rosa's surgery. The stream has 3,000 viewers and climbing. Comments scroll too fast to read, but the little heart icons pulse like fireflies. The side door creaks. Grant Harrington steps into the dim corridor, tie loosened, eyes red-rimmed. He looks nothing like the billboard downtown advertising Harrington Tower. He looks like a man who just watched his past walk on stage in scuffed sneakers. Lila glances up, polite but wary. Strangers always want selfies after she sings. Grant clears his throat. That was extraordinary. His voice is hoarse. He reaches into his jacket, pulls out a leather checkbook. How much does your mother need? Lila's guard slams up. They've had pity before, church ladies pressing tens into her palm, the corner store owner slipping free milk into her backpack. None of it enough. $20,000 for the operation. More for after. She squares her shoulders. But we're not charity. Grant's laugh is half sob. I'm not offering charity. He flips open the checkbook, pen trembling. I'm offering a debt. He writes the amount, 25,000, then pauses. May I meet her? Your mother. The request hangs between them like a soap bubble. Lila studies his face, the same widow's peak her mother curses in the mirror, the same stubborn tilt of the chin. Something clicks, painful and electric. She has seen that jawline in old photographs her mother keeps in a shoebox under the bed, photos Rosa claims are nobody important. Lila's voice drops to a whisper. What's your name? Grant. He swallows. Grant Harrington. The corridor tilts. Lila grips the crate to keep from falling. Marco's phone screen goes black, the battery died at the worst possible moment. Rosa lies in a narrow bed at County General, oxygen hissing through the cannula in her nose. She is 40 pounds lighter than the woman who used to dance Lila around their tiny kitchen to ranchera music. When Lila bursts in, Rosa manages a smile that costs her. Mija, did you win? Better than winning. Lila's words trip over themselves. She drags the plastic chair close, takes her mother's hand. Mama, there's someone who wants to meet you. Grant waits in the hallway, palms sweating against his thighs. He rehearses a dozen openings. I was young, I was stupid, I never stopped loving you, but when Rosa's eyes find his through the glass, every script burns to ash. She knows. Of course she knows. 10 years ago she told him to leave and never look back, convinced his ambition would crush them both. She was half right. The door opens. Rosa's voice is paper-thin but steady. You grew up fancy. Grant crosses the room in 3 strides, drops to his knees beside the bed. I grew up empty. He presses his forehead to her blanket-covered knee. I'm sorry, Rosie. I'm so damn sorry. Lila watches, tears tracking clean lines through the stage makeup still smudged on her cheeks. She expects anger, shouting, the dramatic slap she's seen in telenovelas. Instead Rosa lifts a trembling hand, rests it on Grant's bowed head. You came back for her song, she whispers. That's something. The surgery is scheduled for Tuesday. Grant pays the deposit before the admissions clerk finishes her coffee. He rents the apartment across the hall from Rosa's so Lila won't have to change schools. He learns how to work the ancient stove, burns pancakes, tries again. Lila teaches him the harmony to La Bamba, while Rosa sleeps propped on pillows, laughing at their off-key duet. But money doesn't buy trust. Lila wakes from nightmares certain Grant will vanish once the bills are settled. Rosa flinches when he reaches for her hand, old reflexes from the boy who chose a scholarship over a family. Healing is messier than any talent show climax. The turning point comes 3 weeks post-op. Rosa is home, weak but breathing on her own. Grant has spent the day assembling a thrift store bookshelf, swearing at instructions written in Swedish. Lila finds him on the fire escape at dusk, tie askew, staring at the city lights. You don't have to stay, she says quietly. We're okay now. He turns, eyes fierce. I'm not here for okay. I'm here for breakfast fights and homework battles and every Christmas morning I missed. I'm here until you kick me out. He pulls a small velvet box from his pocket, opens it to reveal not a ring but a guitar pick carved from mother of pearl. Your mom says this was the first thing I ever gave her. I want you to have it. So you remember I'm not going anywhere. Lila takes the pick, turns it over in her palm. The weight of it, of 10 lost years and 1 fragile future, settles in her bones. She slips it into her pocket, then leans her head against his shoulder. For the first time, the gesture feels natural. 6 months later the community center hosts its annual talent show again. The marquee reads, Benefit for Pediatric Cancer Wing, featuring last year's champion. Lila steps on stage in a new dress Rosa sewed from thrift store curtains, guitar slung low. Grant sits front row, no suit this time, just jeans and the proud, terrified grin of a dad hearing his kid soundcheck. Rosa stands beside him, cane tapping time. Lila strums the opening chords of a song she wrote herself, about junkyard dawns and second chances. Halfway through, she beckons. Grant hesitates, but Rosa nudges him. He climbs the steps, takes the second mic with shaking hands. Their voices twine, his baritone rough from disuse, hers soaring like it did the night everything changed. The audience rises as one. When the last note fades, Lila faces the crowd, cheeks flushed. This one's for anyone who thinks the story ends when the credits roll. It doesn't. It just gets louder. She lifts the mother-of-pearl pick, catches the stage light. Hit that like button if you believe in encores. Subscribe because the next chapter's coming, and we're writing it together. The lights dim. Somewhere in the dark, a grandmother wipes her eyes and films on her phone. The video will get 2 million views by morning. But the real magic isn't pixels or algorithms. It's the girl who sang her mother back to life, the father who learned the words to her song, and the woman who forgave enough to harmonize. The stage lights blink out, but the music keeps playing, soft, stubborn, and impossible to silence.